Incoming hostiles detected. Supply room access. Unlocked.
Guards and restart the reactor.
Reactor unstable. Emergency lockdown protocols activated. 15 minutes lockdown.
Please proceed to your nearest exit. Lockdown safety protocols initiated.
System curtailed. System reactivated. Hostiles near hive detected. System malfunctioning. System.
If only you could see what I've seen.
engineer.
I'm pushing past the limit. From dusk till dawn, every minute is burning down to the wire. I'm a death fire. To the desert sand, I'm a wanted man. 9 lives, I never die. Got a bulletproof hardball playing with fire. Hey, yeah. Come on. Put my hands on the wheel. I got faith to steal. Good love taking me down. Take a good look, son. Get a load of me now. Force and flames. High octane. Here I come. Better get out my way. I'm pushing past all the limits. From dusk till dawn, every minute is burning down to the wire. I'm a death in fire. Just out here daring the devil. Got my red foot on the pedal. Red line can't get any higher. I'm a death in fire. I'm a death in fire. All the fearless ones, all the fallen sons. Glory that never fades, 'cause they paid with pain in a trail of blaze. Force and flames, high octane. Here I come, better get out my way. I'm pushing past the limits. From dusk till dawn, every minute is burning down to the wire. I'm a death in fire. Just out here daring the devil. Got my red foot on the pedal. Red line can't get any higher. I'm a death in fire. Force and flames, high octane. Here I come. Better get out my way. I'm a death in fire. Pushing past all the limits. From dusk till dawn, every minute is burning down to the wire. I'm a death in fire. Just out here daring the devil. Got my red foot on the pedal. Red line can't get any higher. I'm a death in fire. I was forged in
Calls complete. Reactor offline.
We tried to save the plant. We were strong enough to get it back. Let's get you home. Shoot off a flare so Torres knows you're ready to go.
The plant is now in lockdown. Remain calm and seek shelter until emergency services can remove you from the building.
Agent, stay frosty. Hunters incoming.
System reactivated. Hostile striker drone detected. Hostile assault turret detected. System disrupted. System
gone.
Entering safe area.
I tried improving this build further, I thought it would, by giving up my one of my yellow pieces for Sawyer's knee pads to be immune to explosive stagger, which is so nice, specifically in legendary difficulty because of all the drone bomb spammers, and would help me revive people. But I just felt like my armor regen took too big of a hit to justify it, because Sawyer's knee pads has crap on it. Like, it's just... It has explosive resist, which doesn't really help hardly anything. I mean, explosives, especially on a tank build, you just care about the stagger. You don't care about the damage they do, because they really don't do much damage for the most part when you're a tank. So the explosive resist is pretty much meaningless, and then it gives you health, which is the most useless attribute. So you can't change anything on the exotic, so I always hated that about Sawyer's knee pads. If it just came with armor regen of some kind, I could probably justify using it still, but it's just, there's really no exotic is the point, because I ain't using Ninja Bike Backpack because Adrenaline Rush is way too OP. Adrenaline Rush is so good because it basically does three things. It gives you bonus armor, true, when you're in close range to enemies. But it always refills it every 5 seconds off the same enemies too, regardless if it gets taken off you, which means it effectively acts as its own armor regen in close range too. So it actually stacks armor regen in a sense. And then protects your own armor, so your armor regen can be restoring your real armor back faster too. So it does so much that... I mean, yeah, true, when I'm getting attacked from multiple angles from a distance, which also happens a lot, it's not the best talent. Although usually, it's almost always helpful in some way, because I'm always closing the distance and usually close to at least one dude to get something from it. But then, of course, in close quarters and like missions where like hordes of enemies just spawn immediately, I can just dive into the crowd. I also love Survivalists for that reason, because then I can drop an incendiary grenade right on me, too, in the crowd. And just set everyone on fire, because I don't care if I'm on fire, while just grabbing all the aggro by just like dodging around them in the crowd. Yeah, legendary difficulty, it's not the best tank because it can't revive people for that reason relatively well. Because I don't use Revive or Hive, and I don't use Sawyer's knee pads, both of which would really help you revive your teammates, especially with drone bomb spammers interrupting you constantly. But that's fine, because honestly, I play Heroic more often than Legendary, and on Heroic, you really don't need any of that, because you take so much less damage than Legendary that you don't ever really need to justify adding different kinds of, like, staggered tankiness like that, or Revive Hive at all, or Foundry Bulwark at all, because your shield is... Like, on Heroic, I never really have my shield break from hardly anything, combined with Vanguard and Reformation pistol, Reformation talent on my pistol. And I'm using the card pistol for that +1 skill tier for Fixer Drone healing, because it increases my healing on my Fixer Drone even more. And whenever I'm popping my shield, it's usually because my armor has taken too much of a hit that I need to go to my shield, which means I want to be restoring my armor even quicker. So that's actually why I use that pistol. I actually think it's pretty good. I mean, it doesn't give it much more healing, but it's a decent amount. And when you look at my stats, you have to keep in mind that healing stats is separate from armor regen. The healing stat is actually how much your Fixer Drone heals you. So you'll see I have like 100k armor regen, but then healing is like over 40k or 44k, and that when I go to my shield, that bumps it up another few k, I know, to like 50k. So with my shield out, I mean, basically I have over 140 armor regen at all times. I have 100k armor regen at all times. With my Fixer Drone out, which is most of the time, it goes up to over 140k, and then behind my shield, it's like a flat 150k at that point, armor regen, between them both. That's why I use the Fixer Drone with these repair skill buffs, because it actually does give you a good amount of armor regen on top of what you're using. Like, it's basically accounting for 50% of my speed at healing me when it's out. Also, with Survivalist, outgoing healing buff to it, with my repair skill buffs, I can send it to my teammates, and it can actually heal any of my teammates relatively quickly, too. So that's the thing. This build, I feel like, is like the best team support build tank in Heroic, at least, because of that, and because I have perfect Vanguard, so I'm giving everyone tons of buffs. It's definitely the best tank build in Countdown, in my view, because Countdown, Vanguard applies not just to all 7 other players near you, but yourself, too. Like, Vanguard makes you tankier as well. So, and you see in Countdown, like, with perfect Vanguard, I'm just even tankier, making my team a bunch tankier, while I just jump into Extraction so they can close the distance. Believe me, I'm willing to bet if I wasn't on that specific team, no one or hardly anyone would have even made it to Extraction, because they probably would have gotten wiped very quickly, as I've seen all the time in Heroic Countdowns. You join Heroic Countdowns, you might join players who, have high SHD experience and with, like, gun builds, with, like, really good DPS gun builds, and they'll still die frequently. And then suddenly in Heroic Countdowns, you just won't even make it to Extraction, even with a decent DPS build team, because of just how much insanity goes on in it. And the fact the enemies are just infinitely more bullet spongy than challenge difficulty, which is, of course, why most people, including me, go for challenge most of the time if you just want to farm resources efficiently. But I just do heroic countdowns to, like, test builds, if anything, not actually to farm. But yeah, this is the best tank build, I feel like, that I found in the game, specifically for Countdown, and also specifically for most heroic content. Legendary, I mean, solo it's fine, but in the teams, there's better tank options, because you really need to be able to revive teammates through drone bomb spamming, which is really difficult to do when they go down as a tank. I mean, I can still do it relatively well just because of how tanky I am, so I can still, like, just go down on the ground, especially if there's only elites attacking me. Then I can just, revive a teammate right there in front of them without a care in the world. But when there's, red and purple enemies, which happen a lot, and I haven't killed them all, or they're attacking me from my flanks, then I can't do that. I can pop my shield and sometimes still be able to revive them. But if I'm taking explosive hits, if there's any explosive spamming going on, then it just becomes impossible to revive teammates. And then eventually I might just go down because of that. So it's not the best tank build for Legendary specifically, but it's still good. Like, I've brought it countless times to Legendary. And I just have to deal with the annoying drone bomb spamming. I wish it didn't exist. It's so stupid. It is ridiculous. Like, I am not a fan of Legendary. It's never worth your time or effort. It's just there for, like, again, testing builds, really. Like, who cares about it? Like, ooh, yeah, you can get your daily stupid reward and get an exotic cachet. I don't care about that. You can get way more exotic cachets just farming challenge difficulty countdowns constantly. So, without any pain during it, for the most part. So yeah, definitely, there's my little small rant about how much I hate Legendary difficulty. Because it really just makes specific tank builds better, because obviously on Legendary difficulty, the best ideal, like, team support tank is just the build I never want to do that everyone does, and I hate it because everyone does it, and I always want to try to do something more unique like this build. But, like, Liberty Pistol, Technician Tree, Shield, Foundry, Bulwark, and you're just behind your shield the entire time, and I hate it. It's super boring to fight that way. I hate that way to fight. And honestly, I've done it before, and even though it is really good in Legendary, there is no tank build I've tried that you cannot just avoid dying inevitably sometimes from something, because, again, you'll get flanked on that by, like, multiple red and purple enemies. Maybe they spawn right behind you and you're back and you get hit by 3 of them at the same time, and they're non-elites, and so they rip your armor to shreds in seconds. So that crap goes on too. So no matter what tank build I've tried so many different iterations of them, on different iterations of Foundry Bulwark, different iterations of my one, like the other popular one is like Hazard Protection. And, yep, all of them It's probably because at that point it just comes down to me as a player because I'm not that good at being situationally aware and that stuff. I just dive right into it and not pay attention to anything practically in this game because that's how I prefer playing anyway. But I think that also costs me because like I can pick up a build that some other player will do a video of showing how OP it is and making themselves look OP. I do the same build and I'm like, well, I'm not doing that because clearly you're also being aware of where the enemies are and all that stuff. It's not actually just about your build, I can tell. And I'm just like, yeah, I do this and I can't do it. So this is the build I came up with that I feel like is perfect for me, which is, just still supporting the team the most I can with my talents, but then making myself as just making my raw tankiness, just raw armor regen, raw protection from a damage mitigation, just maxing all that out as much as possible.